Imagine waking up to a brand new day with the sun still rising, the world peaceful. At that moment, you have a choice. Will you start the day with anxiety and rush into chaos, or will you begin with peace, strength, and God's presence? Too many people wake up feeling defeated, with their minds overwhelmed by yesterday's problems and tomorrow's worries, even before getting out of bed. But what if I told you that how you start your morning could change everything? What if the first thing you do every day decides whether you walk in fear or faith, weakness or power? You don't have to be controlled by emotions or let circumstances dictate your day. There's a simple but powerful way to start your morning that will guide you throughout the day: prayer. When you begin with prayer, something shifts. Your burdens become lighter, your mind clearer, and your heart fills with strength that isn't yours. Prayer is more than talking, it's connecting with the God who holds your life in His hands. When you start your day with Him, you walk with Him through the day. Let me show you the power of starting your day with a simple prayer. Every morning is a gift from God, a new page in His story for you. When you open your eyes to a new day, you're not just waking up to a routine, you're stepping into a day that God has already prepared for you. The way you start that day matters. It sets the tone for everything that follows. Some people wake up with worry, weighed down by yesterday's struggles, even before getting out of bed. Others reach for their phones and get lost in distractions, filling their minds with messages, news, and social media. They let the world fill their hearts before speaking to God. Then there are those who rush through the morning, feeling overwhelmed even before the day begins. But there's another way, a better way, a way that leads to peace, strength, and purpose. When you wake up, before doing anything else, before speaking to anyone, before letting the world's worries invade your mind, turn to God. Lift up your heart in prayer. The first words from your mouth should not be words of worry, but words of worship. Not complaints about what's ahead, but a confession of faith in the one who holds your day. Think about it. If you were about to go on a long journey through unfamiliar territory, would you leave without a plan, without guidance? Of course not. Yet many people step into their day without seeking guidance from the one who knows the road ahead. Prayer is your connection to God's wisdom, your strength for the journey. The way you start your morning is the foundation for how the rest of your day unfolds. If you begin with stress, you will carry stress. If you begin with fear, you will carry fear. But if you begin with God, you carry His peace, His wisdom, and His power. The choice is yours. Will you wake up and let the world set the tone, or will you wake up and invite God to lead you? When you start your day with prayer, you are not walking through your day alone. The moment you wake up, the battle for your attention begins. Your mind is already pulled in different directions, with thoughts about tasks, worries from yesterday, and notifications waiting on your phone. The world fills your heart with noise before you've had a chance to listen to God. But prayer is a choice. It's a decision to turn away from distractions and turn toward the one who matters most. Before emails, to-do lists, or worries, take a moment and say, "Lord, I need you today. I give this day to you." That decision shifts everything. It reminds you that your life isn't controlled by circumstances, but by the God who holds everything together. When you put God first in the morning, you're declaring, "Before I run to the world, I run to you. Before I listen to others, I listen to you. Before I carry life's burdens, I lay them at your feet." Something incredible happens when you do this. You begin to see the day differently. You no longer react to life. You walk in. The enemy wants to keep you distracted and overwhelmed, knowing that if you start your day with prayer, you will walk in the power of God. But when you take that first moment of the morning to give to the Lord, you are drawing a line in the sand saying, "I will not be led by fear. I will not be consumed by stress. I will walk in God's presence and peace." What you put first in your day reveals what you trust most. If you reach for your phone first, maybe you trust information more than inspiration. If you wake up worrying, you may trust your strength more than God. But when you wake up and begin with prayer, you are saying, "God, I trust you more than anything. You are the foundation of my life." Morning prayer isn't just a routine. It's a declaration, an act of surrender, a moment of connection with the one who will guide you through everything the day holds. Before distractions, before the noise, before the world fights for your attention, give the first moments to God and watch how He leads you through your day. Life isn't easy. Every day brings new challenges. Some are big, some small, but all demand your energy, focus, and strength. Some people wake up already feeling defeated, burdened by yesterday's failures or today's pressure. But when you start your day with prayer, you're reminded of a powerful truth. You are never alone. No matter what you're facing, no matter how heavy the burden, no matter how uncertain the road ahead, God is with you. He has never abandoned you. He will never leave you to face life alone. Prayer places your hand in God's. Just like a child walking through a dark valley, if they hold their father's hand, their fear disappears. Prayer does the same for you. It reminds you that no matter how dark the path may seem, you are walking with the one who has already overcome the dark. The enemy wants to isolate you, to make you think you're facing battles alone. But when you pray, that lie is shattered. You step into the presence of the Almighty, the one who knows every detail of your life, and says, I am here. I will never leave you. So when you wake up, don't let your struggles be the first thing you feel. Let God's presence be the first thing you see. Tell him your worries, give him your burdens, and lean on his strength. As you walk through the day, no matter what comes your way, you will know this: you are not alone. God is with you, and he will see you through. Every morning is a new opportunity, a fresh chance to reset, to realign yourself with God's purpose. When the first light of dawn breaks through the darkness, it's more than just the start of another day. It's a chance for new beginnings, a divine invitation to experience his mercy and grace. The world is filled with distractions, with pressures and expectations, but in those quiet moments, you have the choice to silence the noise. When you make prayer the foundation of your morning, you set the tone for everything that follows. It's like planting seeds in the ground. When you begin with prayer, you are planting seeds of peace, of hope, of purpose, and you are preparing the soil of your heart to receive all the blessings God has for you. As you wake up, take a deep breath and acknowledge that this day is God has designed it specifically for you. And even though you may not know what lies ahead, you can trust that he does. With each new morning, he is inviting you to walk through the day with him, to invite him into every decision, every interaction, every challenge. The first step is crucial, for it influences everything else that comes after. If you wake up with anxiety, your day will be clouded with that sense of unease. If you wake up feeling overwhelmed, your mind will be cluttered with tasks and worries that seem endless. But when you begin with prayer, you begin with him, your creator, your protector, your provider. Prayer clears the fog, removes the clutter, and helps you see with clarity. You no longer feel like a slave to the day's demands. Instead, you walk in his peace and confidence. There's something transformative about starting your day with God. It's like putting on armor before entering a battlefield, preparing yourself spiritually for whatever the world will throw at you. Without that armor, you're exposed, vulnerable, and easy prey for discouragement, frustration, and fear. But when you clothe yourself in the strength that only God provides, you can face anything that comes your way. You may not know how to handle every situation, but you know that you are not alone in it. You don't have to carry the weight of the day by yourself. When you begin your day with God, you remind yourself that he is in control, and you don't have to navigate life's uncertainties alone. Every task, every responsibility, every challenge becomes an opportunity to lean on him, to trust his guidance, and to reflect his love. Your days are no longer marked by a sense of just going through the motions. They are filled with purpose, intention, and the desire to honor him in all that you do. It's easy to get caught up in the noise of life. Our phones buzz with notifications, our minds race with worries, and our to-do lists seem endless. But when you choose to start with prayer, you are taking a moment to step outside of that chaos and focus on what really matters: your relationship with God. Everything else can wait for a moment. Your heart and soul need to be centered in him before you dive into the business of the world. Think about how much of your day is shaped by your first thoughts. The moment you open your eyes, your mind begins to race. You think about your responsibilities, your tasks, your concerns. Maybe your first thoughts are about the pressures of work or the challenges in your personal life. Maybe you're already thinking about the things you need to get done or the problems you'll need to solve. But what if, instead of letting those thoughts take the lead, you turned your mind and heart toward God first? What if you acknowledged that he is the one who has the wisdom to handle whatever comes your way? What if you chose to begin your day by declaring, Lord, I trust you with today. I give you all that I am, all that I have, and all that I will face. When you begin with this mindset, you are stepping into your day with a heart filled with gratitude, with faith, and with the confidence that you are not facing life's challenges alone. The enemy wants you to be overwhelmed, distracted, and disconnected from God. He wants to fill your heart with worry and doubt so that you will be too busy or too fearful to pray. But when you choose to start with prayer, you are intentionally fighting back against that distraction. You are choosing to center your thoughts on God's truth instead of the lies that the enemy tries to plant in your mind. You are declaring that your day is in his hands, that your thoughts are his, and that your steps are guided by his wisdom. Every decision you make throughout the day is influenced by the mindset you carry into it. If you start your day with stress, it will linger throughout your interactions. If you begin with fear, you will approach your responsibilities with hesitation and doubt. But when you start with God, you open the door to his peace, his clarity, and his strength. Prayer is not just a ritual, it's a powerful tool that helps you fight the battles of the day. It is a weapon against anxiety, against fear, and against the distractions of life. The world will constantly try to pull you in 100 different directions, but prayer keeps you grounded, rooted in the one who created you. Prayer centers your mind and aligns your heart with his will. When you pray, you invite God into every area of your life, into your relationships, your work, your dreams, and your struggles. It's a way of saying, God, I can't do this on my own, but with you all things are possible. Starting your day with prayer is not just about making it through another day, it's about walking in the purpose that God has set before you. It's about understanding that every moment, every interaction, and every challenge is an opportunity to reflect his love and share his hope with the world. When you pray in the morning, you are positioning yourself to be used by him. You are inviting him to guide your steps, to open your eyes to the opportunities he has for you, and to prepare you for the moments where you can be a light to those around you. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, but when you begin with prayer, you remember that there is more to life than just getting things done. There is a bigger purpose, one that is rooted in God's will, his love, and his kingdom. Every morning you have the choice to either face the day on your own strength, or to rely on God's power. You can choose to be overwhelmed by the demands of life, or you can choose to be filled with peace, strength, and hope by starting your day with prayer. When you make prayer a priority, you allow God to lead you through the challenges of the day. You recognize that you are not alone, and that with his guidance, you can face anything that comes your way. Your day becomes a reflection of your trust in him, and your heart becomes more aligned with his purpose. Every morning is a new beginning. It's an opportunity to reset, to refocus, and to realign your heart with God's will. When you start your day with prayer, you are opening your heart to his presence and his guidance. You are allowing him to fill you with peace and strength, and you are preparing yourself for whatever the day may bring. With each prayer, you are strengthening your faith, deepening your relationship with God, and walking in the purpose he has for you. The world will try to fill your heart with distractions, stress, and worries, but when you begin with prayer, you remind yourself that he is in control and that you are never alone. Prayer is not just about asking for things, it's about drawing closer to God and inviting him into every area of your life. So start each day with prayer and watch as he transforms your heart, your mind, and your life. Every day is a blank page waiting to be written. Each morning presents an opportunity to shape the direction of your day and ultimately your life. The world, with all its noise and distractions, will try to draw your attention away from what truly matters. But in the stillness of the early morning, before the chaos of life begins to swirl around you, you have the power to set the course for the rest of your day. This decision, though seemingly small, carries profound implications. When you begin your day with prayer, you're not just speaking words into the air, you're inviting the presence of God into every moment that follows. You are surrendering control, allowing him to take the lead, and trusting that his plan for the day will far exceed anything you could have planned on your own. Prayer in its simplest form is the ultimate act of submission and trust. You acknowledge that you do not walk this journey alone, that the creator of the universe is walking beside you, guiding your steps. This surrender to God's will doesn't make you weak, it makes you strong because it aligns you with a power greater than yourself. It gives you the confidence to face the uncertainties of the day with the knowledge that God has already gone before you, preparing the way. Starting your day with prayer is like putting on a pair of glasses that sharpen your vision. It allows you to see things as they truly are, not as the world tries to make them seem. Without prayer, life can feel blurry, overwhelming, and chaotic. With prayer, you see clearly. You see the purpose in your work, the potential in your relationships, and the beauty in even the smallest moment. This clarity is not about knowing every detail of what will happen, but rather having the peace to move forward in faith, knowing that no matter what unfolds, you are not facing it alone. Prayer opens your eyes to see God's hand in everything, from the mundane to the extraordinary. It helps you to recognize his presence in every person you meet, in every task you complete, and even in the difficulties you encounter. The truth is, life is not always easy. There will be moments of confusion, frustration, and sadness. But when you begin your day with God, you begin with a firm foundation that allows you to stand tall in the face of adversity. It's easy to let the weight of the world drag you down, to feel crushed by the pressures of the day. But when you start with prayer, you remind yourself that you are not fighting these battles alone. God is with you, and with Him, you are more than a conqueror. Each morning as you seek Him first, you are also seeking His guidance. You are asking for the wisdom to navigate the day's challenges, for the strength to endure, and for the grace to show love and kindness to others. This is the power of prayer. It transforms your perspective. Instead of seeing the day as something you must simply endure, you begin to see it as a divine opportunity to grow, to serve, and to experience the abundant life that God has promised you. Prayer invites God to take charge of your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions. It allows you to live in a way that reflects His love, His peace, and His joy. No longer are you reacting to the chaos around you. Instead, you are responding to God's peace that rules your heart. You are not merely surviving the day, you are thriving in it, walking confidently in His grace and strength. It's easy to get lost in the demands of life, the to-do lists, the responsibilities, the pressures from work and family. They can all overwhelm you, but prayer gives you a way to break free from that cycle. It allows you to step back and breathe, to recalibrate your mind and heart, and to refocus on what truly matters. When you pray, you are no longer a slave to your circumstances. You are free, empowered by God's presence. Every task, no matter how big or small, becomes an opportunity to partner with God. Your work becomes an act of worship. Your relationships become a reflection of His love, and your challenges become moments for Him to reveal His strength. With God at the center of your day, nothing is impossible. You approach every moment with confidence, knowing that His wisdom is guiding you and His power is working through you. Prayer is not a passive act. It is an active engagement with God. It is a way to declare that you trust Him with every aspect of your life, from the big decisions to the small details. When you start your day with prayer, you are saying, God, I give you this day. I trust you with my decisions, my relationships, my work, and my future. This declaration shifts your focus from yourself to God. It places your heart and mind on Him, where they belong, and helps you to remember that your life is not about your own desires, but about fulfilling His purpose. The world will always offer you distraction. It will try to fill your mind with worries, your heart with fear, and your spirit with negativity. But when you choose to begin your day in prayer, you are choosing to stand firm against those distractions. You are choosing to quiet the noise and listen to the still, small voice of God. You are allowing His peace to settle in your heart, His truth to fill your mind, and His love to guide your actions. In those moments of prayer, you are aligning yourself with God's perfect will. You are choosing to prioritize His kingdom over the world's distraction. This alignment with God is what enables you to walk with purpose and confidence throughout the day. Prayer helps you to see beyond the immediate pressures of life and focus on the eternal. It shifts your perspective from the temporary struggles to the lasting promises of God. It reminds you that your life is part of something much bigger than yourself, a divine story that God is writing. You are not here by accident, you are here on purpose, and each day is an opportunity to fulfill that purpose. There are times in life when things seem to go wrong, when it feels like nothing is going according to plan. In those moments, prayer becomes even more powerful. It becomes a lifeline, a way to anchor yourself in God's unshakable peace. When the storms of life rage around you, prayer is the safe harbor where you can find rest and refuge. It's a way to surrender your worries and fears to God and allow Him to carry the weight of them for you. In those moments, prayer becomes not just a request for help, but an act of worship. It's a way of saying, God, even when things don't make sense, I trust you. Even when I don't have all the answers, I know you do. This trust in God's sovereignty brings peace to your heart, even in the midst of uncertainty. Starting your day with prayer is not just about asking for things, it's about receiving God's peace, wisdom, and guidance. It's about aligning your heart with His will and opening yourself to His presence. When you pray, you are making yourself available for God to use you. You are saying, Lord, guide me, lead me, and help me be a vessel for your love and grace today. You are inviting God to work through you, to help you see the needs of others, to equip you with the wisdom and strength to handle whatever comes your way. As you continue to make prayer a daily habit, you will find that it transforms not only your day but your entire life. Prayer becomes the lens through which you see the world, the foundation on which you build your relationships, and the source of your strength in every circumstance. The more you pray, the more you become attuned to God's voice, to His leading, and to His presence in every part of your life. The world will continue to offer you distractions and challenges, but with prayer, you will have the strength to face them with confidence, knowing that God is always by your side. Prayer is not a one-time event, it's a daily commitment, a continual conversation with God that deepens your relationship relationship with Him and strengthens your faith. So every morning, make the choice to begin with God. Surrender your day to Him, invite Him into every moment, and watch how He transforms your life. Each new day, when you open your eyes to the world around you, presents a fresh beginning. The air feels different, the sunlight has a different hue, and the possibilities for the day are endless. But how you approach that new day determines how you experience it. In a world that is constantly demanding your attention, where the distractions are endless and the noise never stops, there is a profound power in starting your day with intention. Prayer is not just about asking for God's help. It is about positioning your heart and mind to align with His will. It is about taking the first moments of your day to acknowledge His sovereignty over everything that lies ahead. When you make prayer a part of your morning routine, you are inviting God into every single moment of your life. You are saying, "Lord, I can't do this alone, but with you I know I can handle whatever comes my way." It's an invitation for God to lead you, guide you, and empower you to live with purpose and grace. In the midst of the chaos, prayer brings peace. It grounds you, centers you, and shifts your focus from the distractions of the world to the divine purpose that God has for your life. Without prayer, the day is like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly, subject to the winds of circumstance and the storms of life. But with prayer, you set the course. You know where you are headed and what you are living for. You don't allow life to dictate the terms of your. You choose to walk with God, and with Him, you have the strength to face anything that comes your way. Prayer also allows you to surrender your plans to God. We all have our own ideas of what we want from life, the things we think will make us happy, the goals we set for ourselves. But when you begin your day with prayer, you are saying to God, "I surrender my will to yours. I trust that your plans are better than mine, and I trust that you will guide me to where I need to be." This is a powerful act of faith because it acknowledges that no matter how much we think we know, God's understanding is far greater. He sees the big picture, while we often only see the small, fragmented pieces. Through prayer, you open yourself to His direction. You allow Him to guide your decisions and steps, knowing that He will lead you toward His best for your life. And while life may not always go according to our plans, when we surrender our will to God's, we can rest assured that His plans are always for our good. Starting your day with prayer also helps you to focus on what truly matters. It's easy to get caught up in the small things, to get overwhelmed by tasks, deadlines, and responsibilities. The world constantly pressures you to perform, to achieve, to be productive. But when you start your day with prayer, you remind yourself that life is not just about what you accomplish or how busy you are. It's about living with purpose, about seeking first the kingdom of God, and about being faithful in the small, everyday moment. Prayer brings clarity to your priorities. It allows you to take a step back and remember what is truly important: your relationship with God, your relationships with others, and living a life that honors Him. By starting your day with prayer, you are refocusing your heart and mind on God's truth, and you are choosing to live intentionally with gratitude and purpose. Every moment becomes an opportunity to reflect His love, to serve others, and to glorify Him in all that you do. The beauty of prayer is that it invites God into every area of your life. It's not just about asking for strength to get through the day. It's about inviting God into your work, your relationships, your struggles, and your joys. Prayer is a conversation with the one who knows you better than anyone else, who understands your heart and your needs. Through prayer, you open yourself to His guidance and you invite Him to speak to you. It's an intimate exchange where you share your heart with God, and He responds with love, comfort, and direction. You are not alone in this journey. God is with you every step of the way, ready to give you the wisdom you need, the strength you lack, and the peace that passes all understanding. When you begin your day with prayer, you are inviting God to walk with you. You are acknowledging that apart from Him, you can do nothing, but with Him you can do all things. He is your source of strength, your refuge, and your help in times of need. And as you go through the day, you carry that strength with you. Prayer is like fuel for the soul. It fills you with the energy and clarity you need to face life's challenges. It reminds you that no matter what happens, you are not alone. You are walking in the presence of the Almighty, and He is guiding you, empowering you, and equipping you for everything you will encounter. Starting your day with prayer also helps you to live with a heart full of gratitude. It's easy to focus on what you don't have, to dwell on your struggles and the things that aren't going the way you want them to. But when you pray, you remind yourself of God's faithfulness. You thank Him for the blessings He has already given you, for the ways He has provided for you, and for the opportunities He has placed before you. Gratitude shifts your perspective. It changes your focus from what's wrong in your life to what is right. It reminds you that even in the midst of challenges, God is good, and He is always at work in your life. Every day is a gift, and prayer is the way to open that gift with a heart full of thanksgiving. Gratitude also helps you to see others through God's eyes. When you start your day with prayer, you are asking God to open your eyes to the needs of those around you. You are asking Him to use you as a vessel of His love, to speak life into others, and to make a difference in the world. It's easy to become self-focused, to get caught up in our own problems, but prayer helps you to remember that there are people in your life who need your encouragement, your support, and your love. Through prayer, you can step into the day with a heart that is ready to serve others, to reflect God's love, and to be a light in the world. As you continue to prioritize prayer in your life, you will find that it becomes easier to see God's hand in every moment. You will begin to recognize His presence in the everyday things, the smile of a friend, the beauty of nature, the quiet moments of peace. Prayer opens your eyes to the beauty of life and to the ways that God is working in and around you. It helps you to see the world with fresh eyes, to appreciate the small, fleeting moments, and to recognize the blessings that God has placed in your life. The world can be overwhelming at times, but prayer helps you to maintain a steady focus on what truly matters. It helps you to keep your eyes on God, to trust Him with the challenges, and to walk with peace in your heart. Every day is a new opportunity to grow closer to Him, to deepen your faith, and to live out the purpose He has for you. So don't wait until you're overwhelmed or uncertain. Make prayer a daily habit. Start your day with God, and watch as He transforms your life. When you pray, you are inviting the Creator of the universe into your day. You are aligning yourself with His will and His purpose, and you are walking with Him through every moment. Every day is a chance to experience the peace, joy, and strength that come from living in His presence. So take that first step. Start your day with prayer and trust that He will lead you, guide you, and fill you with His love. Your day may not always go as planned, but when you start with God, you can rest assured that you are exactly where you need to be. With Him by your side, you are never alone, and you will always have the strength to face whatever comes your way. Each morning, you have the privilege to step into a new chapter of your life, a new opportunity to grow, to learn, and to experience God's presence in ways you never imagined. The morning sets the stage for how the rest of your day will unfold, and how you choose to begin that day determines the rhythm of your heart and mind. When you make prayer your first priority, you are not merely setting aside time to ask God for things. You are intentionally choosing to invite Him into the very core of your being. You are saying, God, I am yours today. Guide me, shape me, and use. This invitation to God isn't just an acknowledgement of His existence. It is an intentional surrender of your own plans, desires, and goals to His divine will. The beauty of this act lies in the fact that when you surrender your day to God, you open yourself up to receive His wisdom, His direction, and His peace in a way that transforms everything. You realize that life is not about trying to control every outcome or situation, but about walking in step with the Creator who knows the best path for you. As you spend time with Him in the morning, you are reminded of who He is, the one who holds the universe in His hands, the one who has been faithful to you in every season, and the one who promises to never leave or forsake you. In the quiet moments of your morning prayer, you align yourself with His heart, recalibrating your thoughts, your emotions, and your intentions for the day ahead. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of life, work deadlines, family demands, social obligations, and endless distractions. But when you start your day with prayer, you are setting yourself apart from all of that noise. You are making a conscious decision to focus on the one who sees beyond the chaos and whose plans for you are always good. You remind yourself that no matter what comes your way, you are not alone in this journey. God is with you, walking beside you, and offering His strength, His wisdom, and His comfort every step of the way. There's something deeply humbling about beginning the day in prayer. It reminds you that you are not in control, and that's okay. We are not meant to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. God never intended for us to face life's challenges on our own. He calls us to cast our cares upon Him because He cares for us. When you begin your day in prayer, you are acknowledging your need for His help, His strength, and His guidance. This act of surrender isn't a sign of weakness. It is a powerful declaration of faith. It's a declaration that you trust God more than your own ability to navigate the complexities of life. You trust that He will lead you in the right direction, that He will give you the wisdom to make the right decisions, and that He will provide for your every need. Prayer shifts your perspective. It takes your focus off of your immediate worries and refocuses it on the eternal. You are reminded that you are part of something much bigger than yourself, that your life has a purpose, and that God has a plan for you. This awareness brings peace, peace that transcends understanding, peace that allows you to face the challenges of the day without being overwhelmed by them. The world will always try to pull your attention in 100 different directions. But when you begin your day with prayer, you are choosing to direct your focus on the one who matters most. You choose to center your heart on God's will, and this focus gives you the clarity to navigate whatever comes your way. When you start your day in prayer, you are also positioning yourself to be used by God. As you seek His guidance, you open yourself to His divine appointment. You ask Him to help you recognize opportunities to serve, to love, and to make a difference in the lives of others. You are asking God to use you as an instrument of His love and grace. Every person you encounter, every situation you face, becomes an opportunity to reflect His character and share His truth. There's a deep sense of purpose that comes from knowing that your life is not just about you. It's about being part of God's bigger plan, His plan to bring hope, healing, and redemption to a hurting world. As you walk through the day, you can trust that He is equipping you to handle whatever comes your way. Prayer is not just about asking for God's help, it's about receiving His strength and His peace. It's about surrendering your own plans and trusting that His plans are better than yours. When you start your day in prayer, you are acknowledging that you are dependent on God. You are admitting that you cannot do this life on your own and that you need His help. This dependence is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. It is recognizing that we were never meant to walk through life alone. We were created to be in relationship with God, to rely on Him for guidance and strength, and to live out His will in the world. Every morning as you begin your day with prayer, you are also cultivating a spirit of gratitude. It's easy to take life for granted, to focus on what we don't have or what isn't going right. But prayer helps you to shift your focus onto the blessings you already have. You begin the day by thanking God for the gift of life, for the breath in your lungs, for the relationships you have, and for His provision. Gratitude opens your eyes to see the goodness of God in every aspect of your life. It helps you to see that even in the midst of struggles, there is so much to be thankful for. When you start your day with gratitude, it changes your entire outlook. You no longer see your challenges as burdens, but as opportunities for God to show His faithfulness. You begin to see your circumstances through the lens of God's goodness, knowing that He is working all things together for your good. Gratitude also helps you to live in the present moment. It's easy to get caught up in the past, regretting missed opportunities or dwelling on mistakes, or to become anxious about the future, worrying about what lies ahead. But prayer helps you to focus on the here and now, to be present in each moment, and to trust God with the past, present, and future. Through prayer, you release the need to control everything, and you embrace the freedom that comes from trusting God. Starting your day with prayer also helps you to live with intentionality. It's easy to live on autopilot, going through the motions without really thinking about the purpose behind what we do. But when you begin your day with prayer, you are intentionally seeking God's guidance. You are asking Him to lead you in every decision, every action, and every word. You are inviting Him to be a part of every aspect of your day, and you are committing to live according to His will. Intentionality in prayer leads to intentionality in life. It helps you to live with purpose, to make choices that honor God, and to focus on what truly matters. It also helps you to recognize the distractions that try to pull you away from your purpose. As you pray each morning, you develop the ability to discern what is truly important and what is just a distraction. You become more aware of the ways in which God is moving in your life and more attuned to the opportunities He presents. Through prayer, you grow in wisdom, discernment, and understanding. You learn to listen to God's voice and to follow His lead. You begin to live with a greater sense of direction and purpose, knowing that each day is an opportunity to fulfill His calling on your life. As you continue to seek God in prayer each morning, you will find that He becomes more and more real to you. His presence will be more tangible, His peace will be more profound, and His guidance will be more evident. You will begin to experience a deeper relationship with Him, one that is built on trust, dependence, and intimacy. Prayer isn't just about asking for things, it's about cultivating a relationship with the Creator. It's about drawing near to Him, seeking His heart, and allowing Him to shape your life. Every moment spent in prayer is a moment spent in the presence of the One who loves you deeply and who has a good plan for your life. So when you wake up tomorrow, make the choice to start your day with prayer. Let it be the first thing you do, before you check your phone, before you dive into your to-do list, and before the demands of life start pulling you in 100 different directions. Start with God. Invite Him into your day. Trust that He will guide you, equip you, and lead you into the purpose He has for your life. Every morning brings a new chance, a blank slate, a divine opportunity to align yourself with God's purpose. It is an invitation to step away from the distractions, from the worries, and from the noise of the world, and focus on the One who holds the keys to peace, strength, and wisdom. Each new day, you have the power to choose how you will enter it. The way you approach the morning can determine the rest of your day, for what you do at the beginning of your day shapes the way you respond to the challenges, opportunities, and relationships that lie ahead. Starting your day with prayer is more than just a habit. It is a deliberate decision to invite God into your life and give Him control over everything. It is about acknowledging His sovereignty over all things, recognizing that He is the one who sets the course for your day, and trusting Him to guide your steps. Prayer is a simple act with profound consequence. It is the moment when you pause to connect with God, to surrender your heart, mind, and will to Him. By starting your day with this intentional connection, you are setting the tone for the hours that follow. Your heart becomes grounded in His love, your mind becomes clear and focused, and your spirit is prepared to face whatever challenges may come. There is incredible power in this act of surrender. You are not trying to control the day, you are giving up control, acknowledging that there is one greater than yourself who knows what is best for you. You are placing your trust not in your own strength or wisdom, but in the strength and wisdom of God. This is not a sign of weakness, rather it is a sign of strength. It takes great courage to surrender your own plans, fears, and desires to God, and trust that He knows what is best. When you begin your day with prayer, you acknowledge that you do not have to face life's challenges alone. God is with you. He is walking with you, leading you, and empowering you to live with purpose and grace. Prayer doesn't just change your day, it changes you. It transforms your heart, renewing your mind and spirit. It helps you to see the world through God's eyes, to recognize His presence in every moment, and to walk in the confidence that you are not alone. By making prayer a part of your morning, you are inviting God to direct your steps. You are giving Him permission to guide you, to show you where to go, and to equip you with everything you need to succeed. Without prayer, it is easy to get lost in the chaos of life, to become distracted by the demands and stresses of the day. But with prayer, you stay grounded. You are reminded that no matter what happens, God is in control, and He will equip you for every challenge. Starting your day with prayer also helps you to live with a deeper sense of purpose. It reminds you that your life is not your own. You were created for a reason, and your day is an opportunity to fulfill that reason. Prayer helps you to focus on what truly matters, loving God, loving others, and living a life that reflects His goodness. It turns every mundane task into an opportunity for worship, and every interaction into a chance to reflect His love. The more you pray, the more aware you become of the ways God is working in your life. Prayer helps you to see beyond the surface of things and to recognize the bigger picture, the way God is using you to impact the world around you. In the midst of your work, your relationships, and your daily responsibilities, you begin to notice the moments when God is calling you to be His hands and feet. You see the opportunities to encourage, to serve, to love, and to make a difference in the lives of those around you. Prayer not only strengthens your relationship with God, but also strengthens your relationship with others. When you begin your day with God, you begin with a heart full of love, compassion, and grace. You are more patient with others, more understanding, and more willing to serve. Prayer helps you to see people not through your own eyes, but through God's eyes. You begin to recognize their value, their worth, and the unique ways in which God is working in their lives. As you pray, you are asking God to open your eyes to the needs of those around you, and to give you the wisdom to respond in love. Prayer transforms the way you approach everything. It helps you to respond to challenges with courage, to interact with others with kindness, and to live with a deep sense of peace, knowing that God is in control. It is easy to focus on the negative, to dwell on what isn't going well, or what you don't have. But prayer shifts your focus. It turns your eyes toward God, toward His goodness, His faithfulness, and His love. When you pray, you are reminded of the countless blessings in your life. You recognize that even in the midst of challenges, there is much to be thankful for. Gratitude flows from a heart that is centered in prayer. When you begin your day with prayer, you are reminded of the goodness of God. You give thanks for the breath in your lungs, for the opportunities He has placed before you, and for the people He has brought into your life. You acknowledge that every good gift comes from Him, and that He is worthy of your praise. Gratitude shifts your perspective. It helps you to focus on what is good, what is true, and what is worthy of praise. It reminds you that even when things don't go as planned, God is still good, and He is still in control. Through prayer, you develop a spirit of thankfulness that permeates every area of your life. When you start your day with prayer, you are also preparing yourself for whatever challenges may come. Life is unpredictable. There will be moments of joy, but there will also be moments of hardship. You may face difficulties, obstacles, and setbacks. But prayer helps you to face those moments with confidence, knowing that God is with you. It strengthens your faith and deepens your trust in His ability to provide, protect, and guide you through every situation. Prayer does not remove the challenges of life, but it changes the way you face them. It equips you to handle whatever comes your way with grace, wisdom, and peace. As you continue to make prayer a part of your morning, you will find that your relationship with God deepens. You will become more attuned to His voice, more sensitive to His leading, and more confident in His presence. Prayer becomes not just a habit, but a way of life, a way to stay connected to the One who created you, loves you, and has a plan for your life. When you pray, you are opening your heart to God's will. You are inviting Him to transform you, to shape you, and to mold you into the person He created you to be. The more you pray, the more you become like Him. You begin to reflect His love, His character, and His heart for the world. Starting your day with prayer is a way of saying, God, I am yours today. I surrender my plans, my desires, and my will to you. Lead me, guide me, and use me for your glory. It is a daily commitment to walk with God, to trust Him, and to live in His presence. As you do, you will find that your day is filled with peace, purpose, and power. With each new day, prayer becomes the foundation that sustains you, the strength that empowers you, and the love that fills you. So begin each day with prayer and watch as God transforms your life, one moment at a time. As you continue this daily journey of prayer, you begin to understand that each day is not just a cycle of events, but a divine opportunity to live intentionally, with purpose and clarity. When you step into the day with God leading you, everything you do becomes an extension of His will. You see your work, your relationships, and even your daily challenges through a new lens. It is no longer about simply getting through the day. It is about recognizing that everything you do is part of a bigger picture, a picture that God has been painting since the moment you were born. This realization transforms the way you interact with the world. You approach each task with intention, knowing that it is more than just a means to an end. Whether you're responding to emails, helping a colleague, or simply going about your daily routine, you begin to do these things with a deeper sense of purpose. You are not merely existing in the world, but rather participating in God's greater plan for your life. Each moment becomes an opportunity to reflect His love, His kindness, and His grace. Prayer is the foundation that anchors you in this truth. It reminds you that everything you do, no matter how small, has eternal significance when you do it with the right heart and the right motivation. As you spend time with God each morning, you are aligning yourself with His divine purpose. The power of prayer is that it connects you to something much bigger than yourself. It helps you see your life as part of a greater narrative that God is weaving, a narrative that is full of meaning, even in the most ordinary moment. Every decision you make, every word you speak, and every action you take is an opportunity to reflect the character of God. This awareness empowers you to face the day with confidence, knowing that God is with you, guiding your steps, and using you to accomplish His will. Prayer also deepens your relationship with God. It's not just about asking for things or seeking guidance. It's about nurturing intimacy with the Creator. As you pray, you spend time with Him, and through that time, you grow closer to His heart. You begin to understand His desires for your life, His plans, and His love for you. Each time you pray, you invite God to be a more integral part of your life. You are opening the door to deeper fellowship, where He can speak to your heart and guide your action. Over time, this intimacy transforms your perspective on everything. You no longer approach life as a series of disconnected events, but as a journey with a purpose. Every interaction becomes an opportunity to share His love, every challenge an opportunity to grow. And as you deepen your relationship with God, you also deepen your understanding of yourself. Prayer helps you to see who you truly are in light of who God is. It helps you recognize your worth, not based on your accomplishments or the approval of others, but based on God's unconditional love for you. This understanding brings freedom. You are no longer weighed down by the need to perform or to prove your worth. You are free to live authentically, to be who God created you to be, and to do what He has called you to do. Your identity is rooted in Him, and that gives you the strength to live boldly, without fear of failure or rejection. In moments of uncertainty, prayer becomes your anchor. It grounds you when the winds of doubt and fear threaten to pull you off course. In the quiet moments with God, you hear His still, small voice, reminding you that He is in control, that He is with you, and that He will never leave you. This reassurance gives you the confidence to face whatever comes your way. When you start your day with prayer, you begin to recognize that you are not alone. God walks with you every step of the way. You are never isolated, never abandoned. No matter what challenges arise, you can face them with the assurance that God is beside you, guiding you and strengthening you. His presence is a constant source of comfort and peace. Every morning as you pray, you are opening yourself to His guidance. You are asking Him to lead you through the day, to direct your thoughts, your actions, and your decisions. This constant connection with God helps you stay aligned with His will. It helps you make choices that honor Him, reflect His love, and align with the purpose He has for your life. Prayer is not just a practice, it is a daily surrender. It is a way of saying, God, I trust you with today. I trust you with my plans, my challenges, and my relationships. It is a way of acknowledging that, while you may not know what the future holds, you trust that God is already there, and He is working all things together for your good. This trust empowers you to face the unknown with courage. It reminds you that no matter what happens, God is in control, and He is using every moment, every challenge, and every success to shape you into the person He wants you to be. As you continue to make prayer a daily habit, you will find that your relationship with God deepens in ways you never imagined. You will begin to experience His presence in new and powerful ways. He will speak to your heart through His word, through the stillness of prayer, and through the people you encounter. You will begin to recognize the ways He is working in your life, even in the midst of the most difficult circumstances. Every day, prayer helps you to stay focused on what truly matters. It reminds you that your ultimate purpose is not to accumulate wealth, achieve success, or gain recognition, but to live for God and reflect His love to the world around you. When you start your day with prayer, you are making a conscious decision to live with purpose, to honor God in all that you do, and to allow Him to guide your steps. This perspective transforms the way you approach life. You are no longer simply going through the motions or reacting to the circumstances around you. You are living intentionally, with a clear sense of direction and purpose. Your actions are guided by God's will, and your heart is filled with a sense of peace, knowing that you are in the center of His plan for your life. As you continue to pray, you will find that your faith grows stronger. You will begin to trust God more deeply, to rely on Him more fully, and to walk with Him more closely. Prayer becomes the foundation of your life, the source of your strength, and the means by which you experience the presence and power of God in every moment. The world may try to distract you, to pull you in 1,000 different directions, but when you start your day with prayer, you are choosing to focus on what truly matters. You are choosing to walk with God, to trust Him with every aspect of your life, and to live with purpose and intention. Every day is a new opportunity to grow in your faith, to deepen your relationship with God, and to walk in the purpose He has for you. So start each day with prayer and watch as God transforms your life. Watch as He leads you through every challenge, every decision, and every opportunity. With each new day, prayer will be your anchor, your strength, and your guide, helping you to live in His peace, His love, and His purpose. As you continue to integrate prayer into your daily routine, you begin to experience the profound transformation that it brings, not only to your life but to the lives of those around you. Prayer is not just about seeking peace and direction for yourself. It is an act of intercession, of lifting up others in the same way you seek God's presence for your own needs. When you make prayer a consistent practice, it opens your heart to the world beyond your immediate circle. You begin to see others with greater compassion, recognizing their struggles, their pain, and their victories as opportunities to connect with them on a deeper level. You see your relationships through a lens of grace and understanding. Every person you meet becomes a chance to reflect the love of God in a way that brings healing, hope, and encouragement. The power of prayer in this context is that it removes the walls we often build between ourselves and others. It softens our hearts and opens our eyes to the ways we can be a blessing to those around us. When you pray for others, you allow God to use you as a vessel of His love, His kindness, and His truth. You no longer approach your relationships with the mindset of what you can gain, but what you can give. You become an instrument of peace, compassion, and hope in a world that desperately needs it. Prayer allows you to see beyond the surface of people's lives and to understand the deeper spiritual needs they may have. In the act of lifting others up in prayer, you participate in God's redemptive work in their lives. You align yourself with His heart for His people, and this alignment shapes the way you interact with everyone you encounter. Over time, you begin to notice how prayer transforms not only your relationship with God, but also your relationship with the world. Prayer keeps your heart humble, aware of the needs of others, and open to serving them in whatever way God leads you. You become less focused on your own desires and more attuned to the needs of those around you. This shift is not only spiritual but also practical. You become more intentional in your actions, knowing that every small act of kindness, every moment of patience, and every word of encouragement can have a lasting impact on the lives of others. The more you pray, the more you understand that life is not about accumulating possessions or achieving personal success. Life is about reflecting God's love in the way you live, the way you interact with others, and the way you carry His light into the world. Prayer is the key that unlocks this purpose. It helps you see your daily responsibilities not as burdens but as opportunities to reflect the character of God. Whether you're at work, with your family, or in the community, you begin to recognize that everything you do has eternal significance when it is done for God's glory. Prayer also teaches you to trust God in ways you never thought possible. As you continue to seek His guidance, you begin to realize that He is not just concerned with your spiritual well-being but with every detail of your life. From the smallest decisions to the biggest challenges, prayer helps you to surrender them to God and trust that He will guide you through them. In the moments when you face uncertainty, doubt, or fear, prayer becomes the lifeline that keeps you grounded. It reminds you that God is always with you, that He has a plan for your life, and that He will never leave you or forsake you. The more you pray, the more you experience the peace that comes from knowing that God is in control, even when things feel out of control. You stop relying on your own understanding and begin to lean into the wisdom of God, trusting that His ways are higher than you. As you continue to pray, you grow in your relationship with God in ways you may not fully understand. Prayer becomes the language of intimacy, the connection that draws you closer to the heart of your Creator. The more time you spend with God, the more you begin to hear His voice clearly. He speaks to you through His Word, through the quiet whispers of your heart, and through the circumstances He allows to unfold in your life. Each time you pray, you are opening your heart to God's leading, and He responds by guiding you, strengthening you, and deepening your faith. Prayer is not just a one-time request, but a constant conversation with the one who knows you better than you know yourself. It's in this conversation that you begin to grow in your understanding of God's will for your life, and you begin to realize that prayer is not just about asking for things, but about listening to Him, learning from Him, and aligning yourself with His purpose. Through prayer, you begin to see your life through God's perspective. You understand that every trial, every hardship, every success, and every joy is an opportunity to learn, grow, and become more like Christ. Prayer is the tool that helps you make sense of the challenges you face, allowing you to see them not as obstacles, but as stepping stones in your journey of faith. As you continue to grow in your prayer life, you begin to develop a deeper trust in God's timing. You start to realize that God's plan for your life is not always immediate or clear, but it is always perfect. Prayer helps you to wait with patience, to trust with confidence, and to believe that even when things seem delayed or uncertain, God is working behind the scenes to bring about His perfect will. You no longer feel the need to rush or force things to happen, but you wait expectantly, knowing that God is preparing you for something greater. Prayer is the antidote to impatience, frustration, and anxiety. It teaches you to rest in God's timing, knowing that He is never early or late, but always right on time. Through prayer, you begin to cultivate a heart of peace. The chaos of the world, the demands of your responsibilities, and the uncertainties of life no longer have the power to steal your joy or shake your confidence. Prayer becomes the shield that protects your heart and mind from the distractions and fears that try to derail you. It keeps you centered in God's peace, even in the most difficult circumstances. As you continue to make prayer a part of your daily life, you start to experience the true meaning of surrender. You realize that surrender is not about giving up or losing control. It's about giving God full control of your life, trusting that He knows what is best for you. When you surrender your day to God, you are inviting Him to take the lead, to guide your steps, and to use you for His purpose. This surrender is a powerful act of faith, for it acknowledges that God is the ultimate authority in your life, and that His plans for you are always better than your own. Prayer is the key that unlocks the door to this surrender. Through prayer, you are continually offering yourself to God, saying, "Here I am, Lord, use me for your glory." You are not trying to control your life, but instead you are giving it to God, trusting that He will lead you, guide you, and provide for you every step of the way. As you continue to grow in your prayer life, you begin to experience the depth of God's love for you. You realize that prayer is not just about what you can receive from God, but about the deep, intimate relationship that He desires to have with you. Prayer is the place where you encounter His love, His presence, and His peace in the most profound way. The more you pray, the more you experience the transformative power of God's presence in your life. You are never the same after spending time with Him. You are changed, renewed, and strengthened for the journey ahead. So each day, as you continue to seek God in prayer, trust that He is doing a mighty work in your heart, in your life, and in the lives of those around you. Prayer is the bridge that connects you to the heart of God, and as you walk across it every day, you will discover the fullness of His love, His power, and His purpose for your life. As you deepen your commitment to prayer, you begin to notice a profound shift in your perspective. It's as if the veil has been lifted, and you start to see life not only as a series of events, but as a spiritual journey, each moment charged with the potential for growth and divine purpose. You begin to realize that prayer is not simply a part of your routine, it is the foundation that grounds you in the presence of God and His perfect will for your life. It's like being given a map to navigate through the complexities of life, where every challenge and every triumph is viewed through the lens of God's eternal perspective. Each prayer session becomes a moment of connection, a moment where you step away from the noise and distractions of the world and anchor your heart and mind in God's truth. In those quiet moments with God, you surrender your fears, your doubts, your plans, and your desires, offering them up as a humble sacrifice, trusting that He will take them and shape them according to His divine will. As you do, you realize that prayer is not just a way to ask for things, but a way to align yourself with God's character and His purposes. It's a way to hear His voice in the chaos, to receive His peace when the world is spinning out of control. The more you engage in prayer, the more you recognize that it's not a one-sided conversation. It is an intimate dialogue with your Creator. You speak and He listens. He speaks and you listen. It is a sacred exchange where God's voice becomes clearer, His presence becomes stronger, and His guidance becomes more evident. The beauty of this relationship lies in its depth and authenticity. You are no longer just following a set of religious rules or traditions, but you are cultivating a dynamic relationship with the one who knows you intimately, who created you for a purpose, and who desires nothing more than for you to walk in that purpose every day. As you continue to prioritize prayer, you begin to see how it shapes your character. The challenges and temptations that once seemed insurmountable become more manageable. The bitterness or frustration that once clouded your heart is replaced with compassion and understanding. The anxiety and fear that once held you captive are exchanged for peace and trust in God's sovereignty. Prayer becomes the means by which you are continuously transformed. It is a spiritual workout, strengthening your faith and deepening your trust in God. As you spend more time in God's presence, you also begin to experience the fruits of the Spirit in new and profound ways. Your patience grows, your kindness flourishes, and your love for others deepens. You begin to see the world through the eyes of God's love. You start to recognize the opportunities to serve, to encourage, and to bring hope to those around you. Prayer changes not only your heart, but also the way you view the world. Instead of reacting to life's challenges with frustration, anger, or fear, you approach them with a sense of calm assurance, knowing that God is in control and that He is working all things together for your good. Through prayer, you learn to trust in God's time. Life doesn't always unfold according to your plans, but as you pray, you begin to understand that God's timing is perfect. When you wait on God, you are not waiting idly, you are trusting, growing, and being prepared for what is to come. Prayer helps you develop the patience and trust needed to wait for His perfect plan to unfold in your life. It teaches you that waiting is not a passive experience but an active one, where you continue to walk in faith, knowing that God is preparing you for something great. As your prayer life grows, you start to understand that prayer is not just about the things you ask for, it is also about the deepening of your relationship with God. You begin to see how prayer transforms your heart and how, as you align yourself with God's will, your desires begin to reflect His heart. The more you pray, the more you become attuned to God's voice. You begin to recognize His whispers in the quiet moments, His nudges in the midst of uncertainty. You start to experience His presence in the smallest of moments, in the laughter of a child, in the warmth of a kind word, in the beauty of nature. Prayer helps you to be more aware of His constant presence, and this awareness changes the way you live. It enables you to walk with confidence, knowing that God is always with you, leading you, and equipping you for whatever lies ahead. Prayer also helps you to live with a greater sense of purpose. As you seek God's guidance each day, you begin to understand that your life is not a random collection of events, but a divinely orchestrated journey. Every moment, no matter how small, is significant when you live it with God. Your work, your relationships, your interactions with others, everything becomes a part of your calling, your mission to reflect God's love and grace in the world. Prayer reminds you that your purpose is bigger than yourself. You were created to impact the world around you, and prayer helps you align yourself with that purpose. You are no longer focused on personal gain or achievement, but on serving others and glorifying God in all that you do. With prayer, you move beyond the confines of your own desires and begin to live for something greater than yourself. It's not about you, it's about God and His kingdom. The more you pray, the more you begin to recognize your place in God's grand design. You understand that every step you take is guided by Him, and that everything you experience is an opportunity to grow and be shaped into the person He has called you to be. Prayer helps you to see your life as part of a much larger story, a story that God is writing, and you are a vital character in that story. As you continue to develop a deeper prayer life, you begin to notice how it also deepens your gratitude. You start to see the blessings that God has already given you, and you develop a heart of thankfulness for the things you once took for granted. Prayer shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. You begin to see God's provision in every area of your life, the relationships, the opportunities, the moments of peace, the strength to face challenges. Gratitude flows from a heart that is connected to God through prayer. You no longer wait for things to go your way before you give thanks. You learn to thank God for His goodness, even in the midst of struggles. Prayer cultivates a heart of contentment, helping you to find joy in what you have, rather than always seeking more. It reminds you that true fulfillment comes not from possessions or achievements, but from a deep, personal relationship with God. As you continue to pray and grow in your relationship with God, you begin to notice that your prayers become more aligned with His will. You stop praying for your own desires to be fulfilled, and begin praying for the things that matter most to God, His kingdom, His people, His glory. You become more selfless in your prayers, asking God to use you for His purposes, rather than asking for things to make your life easier. This shift in focus allows you to experience a deeper connection with God. You begin to see how He answers your prayers, not based on your desires, but according to His perfect plan. The more you pray, the more you begin to trust in His wisdom, His timing, and His love. Prayer becomes the means by which you surrender your desires, your dreams, and your plans to Him, trusting that He will lead you to what is best. Prayer isn't just about asking for what you want. It's about aligning your heart with God's heart, desiring what He desires, and trusting that His plan for you is better than anything you could imagine. Through prayer, you begin to experience the joy of surrender, knowing that when you trust God with everything, you will receive more than you could ever ask for. Prayer ultimately helps you to grow in your understanding of who God is and who He has created you to be. It deepens your relationship with Him, strengthens your faith, and empowers you to live with purpose and intention. Each time you pray, you are drawing closer to the heart of God, becoming more attuned to His voice, and more willing to step into His plan for your life. With each prayer, you surrender more of yourself to Him, and in return, He fills you with His peace, His power, and His presence. Prayer is the foundation for a life lived in harmony with God's will. As you continue to grow in prayer, you begin to realize that it is not only about seeking God's guidance and strength in the big moments of your life, but in the smaller, quieter moments as well. Prayer becomes a constant companion, a source of refuge and peace that transcends every situation. Even as the noise and demands of the world try to overwhelm you, prayer helps you stay grounded and focused on God's promises. Every morning, as you open your eyes, prayer invites you into the day with a heart that is full of trust, full of purpose, and full of gratitude. No matter what you face in the day ahead, you know that God is already there. When you start your day with prayer, it becomes a powerful act of surrender, not just once, but throughout the entire day. Each prayer moment is like a reset, a moment to pause and align yourself with God's will. It is a moment to recalibrate, to ensure that your heart remains in tune with His. Prayer helps you walk with intention, with a sense of purpose, recognizing that every action, no matter how insignificant it may seem, has a deeper eternal significance when done in partnership with God. You begin to see your day through a different lens, not as a series of tasks to be completed, but as an opportunity to walk in step with your Creator. Every task, from the most mundane to the most extraordinary, becomes an offering to God. Prayer helps you to live intentionally, to be present in every moment, and to understand that each interaction and each decision is an opportunity to reflect His love. One of the most powerful aspects of prayer is how it opens your heart to the possibility of transformation. As you spend time with God, you begin to understand that prayer is not just about asking for things. It's about allowing God to change your heart, to shape you into the person He created you to be. It becomes a process of refining your character, of moving away from selfish desires and toward a life that reflects His heart. As you pray, you begin to notice subtle shifts in your attitude, your perspective, and your action. You find yourself becoming more patient, more understanding, and more compassionate. You begin to see others not as obstacles or challenges, but as people whom God loves deeply. You see their struggles and their triumphs through His eyes, and this changes the way you interact with them. Prayer helps you to love with the same unconditional love that God shows you. It gives you the ability to forgive when you feel wronged, to show kindness when you feel hurt, and to offer grace when you feel resentment. This transformation is not something you can achieve on your own. It is the work of the Holy Spirit within you. As you pray and ask God to shape your heart, He does just that. He molds you and refines you, turning you into a reflection of His love and grace. This inner transformation allows you to live with greater freedom, free from the chains of fear, bitterness, and anger that once held you captive. Prayer also empowers you to overcome the struggles and challenges that life inevitably brings. We all face difficult moments, times when the weight of the world seems unbearable, when the future feels uncertain, or when our strength begins to wane. But prayer is the lifeline that sustains you in these moments. It is the anchor that keeps you grounded when the storms of life threaten to pull you under. When you pray, you invite God to strengthen you, to lift you up, and to carry you through the difficult moments. Prayer helps you to rely on His strength rather than your own. It reminds you that you are never alone in your struggles. God is with you, and His strength is more than enough to carry you through. In the moments of fear, doubt, or uncertainty, prayer is the channel through which God's peace flows into your heart. It is a reminder that no matter what happens, God is in control. His plan for your life is greater than any challenge or obstacle you may face. You are not defined by your circumstances, but by the God who is with you in every moment. As you continue to pray, you begin to see the significance of the small, everyday moments that once seemed insignificant. You realize that every moment is an opportunity to walk with God, to reflect His love, and to grow in your relationship with Him. Whether it's the quiet moments spent with family, the challenges you face at work, or the interactions with strangers throughout the day, prayer helps you to see that all of life is sacred. You begin to approach every situation with a sense of gratitude and reverence, recognizing that God is present in every detail. Prayer also brings clarity to your life. In the busyness of the world, it's easy to become distracted and lose sight of what truly matters. Prayer helps you to silence the noise and focus on God's will for your life. It clears away the clutter in your mind and helps you to discern His voice above the other voices that demand your attention. As you pray, you begin to understand that God's purpose for you is not limited to a single moment or a single task. It is woven into the very fabric of your life. Every step you take, every decision you make, is part of His greater plan. Prayer helps you to align your heart with that plan, to move forward in faith, knowing that God is guiding you. As you walk in His purpose, you begin to see how He uses even the smallest things to accomplish His will. You start to realize that nothing is wasted in God's economy. Every struggle, every joy, every moment is a part of the beautiful story He is writing in your life. Prayer also helps you to experience a deep sense of peace. It is easy to become anxious in a world that demands so much of us, but prayer is the antidote to anxiety. When you pray, you release your fears, your worries, and your concerns to God, trusting that He will take care of them. Prayer helps you to surrender control, to let go of the need to have everything figured out, and to rest in the peace that comes from knowing that God is in control. When you begin your day with prayer, you start with a heart full of peace. No matter what happens throughout the day, you carry that peace with you. You are able to face the challenges of life with a calm assurance, knowing that God is with you, and that His peace will guard your heart and mind. One of the most profound aspects of prayer is that it helps you to become more aware of God's presence. It is easy to get caught up in the distractions of life and forget that God is always with us. But when you pray, you invite Him you make space for Him in your life. And in doing so, you begin to notice His presence in new and profound ways. You begin to see His fingerprints in the world around you, in the beauty of creation, in the kindness of others, in the moments of stillness and peace. Prayer heightens your awareness of God's presence, and this awareness transforms the way you live. It helps you to see the world, not just as it is, but as God sees it. When you begin your day with prayer, you start with a heart that is open to His presence, His guidance, and His love. You are not walking through life blindly, but with your eyes fixed on Him, trusting that He will lead you and guide you every step of the way. Prayer also helps you to cultivate a heart of gratitude. It is easy to take the blessings of life for granted, but prayer helps you to pause and recognize the many ways God has provided for you. Through prayer, you give thanks for the small blessings, the big blessings, and everything in between. Gratitude becomes the lens through which you see the world, you begin to recognize that every day is a gift from God, and you start to appreciate the beauty in even the simplest things.